Just before we meet our very special guests in studio now, let's say a big shout out to all the brave runners taking part in the Dublin City Marathon this weekend. 26.2 miles around the streets of Dublin. Can't wait, kinda, says this person. Yes, I would imagine you're a bit nervous. Fia's been in touch to say best of luck to Lixna as well on Sunday, and we've got birthdays coming in as well for our birthday book. We're going to get round to that shortly, but we have to meet somebody very, very important first, Andrew.
Yes, so we started this, we've done it for the last few years, and we've narrowed it all the way down to just the one. And Niamh O Shea from Firies National School is here in studio with us. Good morning, Niamh, how are you? Now tell me this much. First of all, how old are you?
I'm 10.
And what school are you in? It's Firies National School, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what class are you in?
I'm in 5th class.
Now we'll have to mention your class and of course your teacher this morning. Who's your teacher?
My teacher is Miss O'Leary.
Good stuff. Now yesterday you found out, I rang your mum yesterday, and I believe she then rang you in school.
Yeah.
So were they all excited?
Yeah, they were.
Brilliant. Now tell us about the story, because you write stories anyway. You kind of like writing stuff like this, don't you?
Yeah.
So how did the idea for this story happen?
Well, we were telling Halloween stories in the car, and then the idea just popped into my head.
Right.
And I decided to do that one because I thought it was really scary.
Well, when we were reading through the stories, Elaine and I and all the judges in here, our newsroom got involved in this as well, and some of the other lads, and we were having a flick through them all, and yours, Elaine, was the first person to actually read yours, and it stood out to all of us by a mile.
I loved yours, Niamh. Straight away I loved it. Grabbed me. It's so good. And it's funny too, kind of, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit, I think quirky is the word you used to me when we read it first.
Yeah.
Mom Stella's here as well. You were dead proud, I imagine, but you were telling me she was being a little bit spooky herself around the house all week.
She was using one of the lines in the story around behind me all weekend, so it was good fun.
Right, okay. Well, I tell you what, do you know what we'll do? We'll take an ad break and then we'll hear your story after this.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Before we actually do that though, is there anybody at home you want to mention? Anybody you want to say hi to?
I'd like to mention my brothers and sisters, Anya, Darren and Kevin, and my dad. And I'd like to mention everyone in my school and my family.
Brilliant. Well, we'll take a break then. We're going to hear your winning story next. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Good work.
Full breakfast. Brought to you with thanks to Adams of Tralee, the home of Fiat commercial vehicles. Vans with class-leading reliability.
You're listening to the Kingdom's #1 wake-up call.
Wakey, wakey!
Kerry's Full Breakfast.
Yeah, this is Kerry's for Breakfast with Andrew and Elaine. It's 18 minutes past 8 now. Niamh, our winner of our Halloween Ghost Story competition, is in studio with us this morning. Thank you, by the way. She brought us in lovely treats. We brought in sweets, but she actually brought us in. She made an effort and brought us in little buckets full of trick-or-treat stuff.
I'm a little bit embarrassed now, Niamh. You brought us in more stuff than we had for you.
Yeah.
So you brought us a bucket of trick-or-treat stuff. Thank you.
Thank you for those.
welcome.
You're very nice.
Thank you.
So, you ready to hear this?
Yeah.
So it's called Spooky School, and we're looking forward to you hearing this. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Here it is.
The Spooky School by Niamh O Shea.
Now, class, take out your History Quest books. Chapter 3, Pompeii.
It's haunted, I'm telling you. Everyone knows that. No, it isn't. Haven't you heard about Creepy Cathy, the one-legged ghost who hobbles in the dark of night looking for her sawn-off leg, dripping in blood and oozing with slime?
Sean O'Brien, Tunis.
Sean loved a good story, but Niamh was very glad Miss Nolan stopped him when she did. As she stared out the window at the oldest part of the school, she found it hard to believe that it was actually haunted. It was yellow after all.
Relax, Niamh. I heard only strange things happen after midnight, and we'll never be in school at that time.
Laura was right. What could possibly happen that would have them in school that late? The latest Niamh ever stayed up was 1 a.m, and that was at Laura's sleepover during the summer. Although she was up late watching Netflix last night.
Class, I need 2 volunteers to go to the library to staple some pages. Who'd like to do it?
Stapling pages of history notes together was not the idea of fun for most of the class. But Laura had something else in mind.
Miss Nolan, Niamh and I will do it for you. Laura, what are you doing? Do you want to stay here, learning about Pompeii? Or do you want to chat about more interesting things, doing something easy?
Okay, Niamh, go with Laura to the library. The pages should be on the printer. And don't take all day.
Yes, Miss Nolan.
2 big piles awaited the girls when they got to the library, so they found a quiet corner and got to work. It wasn't long before they started chatting about creepy Kathy.
What do you think happened to her leg?
Nana told me it happened one Halloween night. Her leg was severed clean off when she fell onto a slash hook on the farm where she lived. It's just over the field from Nana's house. She died from the blood loss, and her leg was never found.
Oh, God. That's terrible. A bit silly to be playing with a slash hook, though.
The chatting stopped, and the sound of staples being applied to the still very big pile of pages was all that could be heard. Now Niamh knew why no one else wanted to do this job. It was so monotonous and boring.
Niamh, wake up! We're after falling asleep.
As the girls woke up, a little light sensor in the library flickered on. Niamh looked at her watch. 4:22.
Huh? How come it's so dark outside? Where is everyone? What's going on?
Niamh, it's 4:22 a.m. It's the middle of the night.
What? But how come nobody missed us? Miss Nolan? Miss Slattery? The librarian?
The girls looked at each other and then around the library in a panic. Niamh knocked over the pile of papers in anger.
Flippin' stapling.
Okay, we need to get out of here. We're at one end of the school. Surely there's a window we can open to get out.
Niamh froze as she remembered what Sean had told her earlier on.
What about creepy Kathy? What if the school is really haunted?
Well, I'm not going walking around to find out.
If I'm going anywhere, I'm crawling.
Fine, but if my uniform gets ruined, I'm blaming you.
The 2 girls began crawling along the old library floor, through the doors and down the darkened hallway towards their classroom. Niamh was barely able to look up, just staring at Laura's white socks that barely glowed in the school's emergency lighting. Once they got to their classroom, they tried to open the windows.
Nope, they're all locked.
What will we do? Can we just ring someone to come and get us? Our folks must be going mad wondering where we are.
Okay, let's try the phone in Mrs. Doyle's office.
There was no more crawling. The girls ran out of the classroom and across the hall over towards the principal's office. They both huddled around the phone, eager to talk to someone who could help them.
Mommy, help me find my leg.
Laura slammed down the phone. They both ran towards the door. When they looked around, they saw some sort of white, blurry light behind them.
Flippin' hell! It's creepy Kathy!
They ducked into the first class room and hid under the teacher's table. The voice was getting closer, and the light seemed to hover practically right beside them for a second.
Mommy, help me find my leg.
Laura closed her eyes as tight as she could, but Niamh just couldn't. She had to take a peek. Waiting for a brief second, she peered out from behind the desk to see a ghostly figure with one leg phase through the classroom door. The girls looked at each other, eyes and mouth wide open, but they didn't make a sound.
She's back!
The girls squeezed each other's hands tightly under the desk, praying that she wouldn't find them. The light got brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. Niamh jumped with a fright as 2 students frantically picked up some books they had knocked over.
Niamh? What are you doing? Niamh!
What?
Wake up, will you? I know it's boring and all, but we're done. Are you all right? You look like you've seen a ghost or something.
Shaking and still in a bit of a daze, Niamh followed Laura back to the classroom. How did that dream feel so real, she thought? No sooner had she sat down at her desk again, but the bell rang. as she picked up her jacket, folding it under her arm, and put her bag over her shoulder. She felt an eerie feeling come over her.
Laura, did you hear that?
No, I can't hear anything.
Shh, listen. She's saying, Mommy, Mommy, help me find my leg.
Right, that's it. I'm out of here.
The Spooky School. Written by Niamh O Shea of 5th class in Firies National School. Produced and narrated by Alan Finn. Niamh was played by Fiona O'Connor. Laura was played by Holly McEntee. Sean was played by Cathal Carr. Miss Nolan was played by Jill St. John. Production assistance by Keith Doran. And a special thanks to the Brian Carr School of Performing Arts.
Now, what did you think of that? Woo!
Bravo!
Brilliant.
Well done, Niamh.
That is excellent. And there's actually a text here as well that says, congratulations to Niamh from all of the Tralee Park run as well. So there's people loving your story this morning. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I really liked it. It was very scary as well.
Mom, you got a bit creeped out there by the mommy.
I'm used to hearing that around the house.
Well, listen, congratulations. I have it here, right? It's on a disc there, so you can listen to that in the car when you're going away, right? We'll sort out the voucher from the Killarney Outlet Centre because there's a €100 voucher to go with that as well. So that's yours. We're going to stick it up on a podcast. We'll stick this video on Facebook as well later on. But congratulations and well done again.
Well done, Niamh. Come here, do you have any idea what you're going to spend that €100 voucher on?
I don't know.
Do you like shopping?
Yeah.
Of course you do.
She does.
Of course you do.
Stella, you're very proud.
Oh, very proud. It's great to see her smiling.
Yeah, she's a great...
One of her hobbies is after getting her here. It's great.
Great. Well, she's a great girl. She should stick with it. You've definitely got a great talent for it, Niamh. Well done. And thanks for entering our competition. We're delighted you're this year's winner.
Yay.
Excellent. Well done.
Well
do you know what you do? We're going to do a quick bit here now. So let you tuck away into some of the sweets there and we're going to do some of the birthdays here. Right? So you relax there a minute, all right?